So if you remember in the previous class, what we were discussing? We were discussing about, finally we have discussed about the uh, cables which is having supports at different level. So if you remember, we have developed two equations for finding out the vertical component of reaction, and we have seen that the horizontal component of reaction will remain same if although the supports are at different level. However, the vertical component of reactions at the support will be different. So it will be unlike the cables when the cable is supported at the same level. So if the supports are at a different level, then you see the vertical component of reaction will be WL by 2 plus minus H into D by L. So why I am saying plus minus, because you see if when the support which one is at a lower level, for that you will have to subtract this H upon H into D by L from this WL by 2 term, and in case and for the support which is at the higher level, for that you should be adding it up H into D by L. So please understand it very clearly that it's not that VA and VB, you should not understand like this. So VA in this case, in this diagram, if you observe, the support A, this support A is at the lower level than this support B. So that is why when we will be calculating the value of the vertical reaction force, at that time the vertical reaction force will be equal to the WL by 2. That means this is your W, and it is kept over the total span of this bridge or the cable. So L1 plus L2, so W into L1 plus L2 by 2 minus of H into D by L. So this support, when it is at lower level, it will be minus; when this support is at higher level, it will be plus. So just in the reverse way, if you think that this A support is at a higher level, so let's say A is now somewhere here and B is somewhere here. In such case, you will have to change your equation, and you will have to write equation like VA is equal to, in that case it will be WL by 2 plus H into D by L, and VB in that case will be WL by 2 minus H into D by L. Okay, so you should be very clear about this understanding. So the equation as you see for these vertical reaction components, these two will depend on the position of the support. That is what I am trying to tell you. Okay. Now second thing you should remember for this kind of problem, where you will see that in many cases the total length of the span will be given. Total length of this span will be given. However, if you see that when to find out this H1 and HA and HB, rather you can say the horizontal component of force, you will require this L1 and L2. That means without knowing L1 and L2, that means the position at which this portion of the parabola and this portion of the parabola are meeting, exactly this position of C you need to know. That means you need to know what will be the value of L1 and what will be the value of L2. And if you remember, in the previous class we have discussed that as you see, this HA will be always equal to HB. Equating these two equations, you can be getting an equation which will be relating this value of L1 to L2, because your value of this YC and YC plus D will be known to you. So if you know this YC and YC plus D, then you can find out L1 in terms of L2, and you know the total length of the total span of the bridge. So from that you should be able to calculate L1 and L2. Okay. So considering this theoretical understanding, let us now try to solve one problem. Okay. So let's see this problem. I haven't shared this problem with you, but today we'll discuss, and then I can share this problem with you also. So everyone can see this, this a cable of uniform cross section, or should I make it a little bit larger? Oh, sorry, 150, 200%. So can you see this problem?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So you see, this is a problem. Typically, that problem, whatever we have, that theoretical concept, whatever you have understood, it is a problem based on that. So first you read that problem. So what the problem says? A cable of uniform cross-sectional area. Okay, cable is of uniform cross-sectional area. It's perfectly okay. Is stretched between two supports, 100 meter apart. So what does it mean? So the distance between two supports is 100 meter. That means the value of L is given. Two supports 100 meter apart with one end 4 meter above the other. So with one end 4 meter above the other as shown in figure 8.4. So there is a diagram given. So this is the figure. So let me take it out from here and to explain. So let's see, copy image and let me put it in a Word file and for explanation. So let's say this one. Okay. So can you see this? So you see what the problem is saying. The problem is saying that this is the diagram. This is the diagram of a cable where two supports, you see this A support and B support, are placed apart by 100 meters. So the length between this A and B is 100 meters. Okay, and the placing of support is being shown in this figure 8.4. We will come to the figure 8.4. Then you see the cable is loaded with a uniformly distributed load of 10 kilonewton per meter. What does it mean? The W value is given in this case. Okay, so it's not like the previous problem where you have converted the deck weight to total weight and then divided it and then found out the uniform distributed load. So here in this problem it is directly given. So you see the complexity of problem, you see how it can be increased. So if I add up the previous day's problem, if you remember the deck problem, to this, so this problem will become more complex. So in that case, what you will have to find out? From that deck area, you will have to find out total load on the bridge, and then from the total load of the bridge, you will have to distribute the load among two cable and then find out the uniformly distributed load on the cable. Okay. So once you know the uniformly distributed load, the problem is simple. Okay, and the sag of the cable measured from the higher end is 6 meter. That means one support is at the higher level and other support is at the lower level. So sag of the cables, that means from the upper support level, the bottommost portion of the cable is at a depth of 6 meter. So basically it is saying the depth of the cable from the higher support. Okay. So from this problem, now you will have to find out the horizontal tension in the cable. Also determine maximum tension in the cable. Okay. So horizontal tension means what? You will have to find out the value of H, and maximum tension means you will have to find out the value of T max. So if you want to find out the value of T max, what you will have to do? You will have to find out the vertical reaction components, that is VA and VB, and you will have to find out T max using VA square plus VB square root over of that. So we will come to those formulations later, but let's now try to understand the problem or try to solve the problem in step by step manner. So let's see. So this is the problem given, right? So what is being said over here? So you see, so in the problem now it is given what is the value of length of the cable. So the value of length of the cable, so I can write, let me little bit larger this. So you see L, rather I make it italic and then sorry, L is equal to how much? Tell me. 100.
100 meter.
Yes, 100. Yes. So L is equal to 100 meters. So this L, let me make it small. This L is equal to 100 meters. Okay. Now you tell me what is the value of W. So W is equal to 10 kilonewton per meter, isn't it? Okay. So these two are the values given, and from the diagram what you are getting. So you see, in this case the A support is at the higher level than the support B. Please observe this problem. This is just reverse of the thing what we have understood in our theoretical concept. That's what I was telling you. So in the theoretical concept, if you see, when you are understanding it, our support A was at a lower level than support B. On the problem, if you see, your support A is at higher level than support B, isn't it? So you see, here the thing will come into picture, that whether you will be adding up that H into D by L component or subtracting the H into D by L component. Okay. So first thing it is being asked in the problem, if you see, to find out the value of the what is called value of your horizontal tension. Okay. So if you see the formulation, from here, so what we have found out, we know that horizontal component of forces will be equal at support A and support B. So we know HA equal to HB. So if I take this equation out, let's say if I take this equation from here to that place, or let me write it over here only. So what is the equation for HA? Tell me, anyone can tell me what will be the equation for HA? Bolo, how do I write it? What will be HA? Tell me. W into, bolo. Are you listening, or you are not listening?
Yes, sir.
So tell, what will be the value? No one, everyone keeps mum. So how do I understand that whether you are listening or not listening, or you are understanding it or not? So tell, it's very simple. So what is the value of HA? W into 2L1 square by 8YC. That's what we have understood in the previous class. So W into, just same thing you write it, W into, so basically 2L1 squared, right? 2L1 squared. So you will have to write it something like 2L1 squared. So you write it 2L1 squared, and then what you will have to do? You will have to divide it, right? 2L1 squared divided by how much?
8YC.
8YC, right? So basically I will not write it because it is taking too much time. I will copy it and paste it from here. So you see, this is your value of HA. So let's write it over here like that only, taking time. So it is the value of your HA. And what is the value of HB? Value of HB, you see this one. I am not bothered about HB's value, rather, because you know HA is equal to HB. So you see, if you want to find out the horizontal component of force, this HA, then you need to know what will be the value of this L1. So how do you find out the value of L1? You see, the value of L1 can be found out using this formula, because from this HA equal to HB we have got this equation, right? So I can write over here that L1 squared, so I can write L1 squared L1 squared by L2 squared equal to how much?
YC by YC plus D.
Yes. So it is equal to YC. So YC by in bracket YC plus D. Okay. Now you see, you know what is the value of L. So let me write it capital L only. So you know the value of L. So L1 squared by L2 square equal to YC by YC plus D. Now you tell me what is the value of YC. Okay. So observe one thing here. Okay, is the formula whatever we have written, is it correct or wrong? We have written, you tell me whether it will be correct or wrong. Tell me.
YC plus D ऊपर
अपोजिट
होगा.
होगा सर.
Yes, absolutely correct. Opposite hoga. So this point you should understand very clearly, okay? Otherwise your problem will go wrong, because you see, in this case the support is at reverse direction, isn't it? Support is at reverse direction. Otherwise what will happen? See, when your support is at higher level, at that portion, from that portion the length will be larger, okay? Length will be larger. So the formula in this case will be reversed. So you should be writing this formula in this way: YC plus D divided by YC. If you do not understand, tell me if you have any doubt on this. See, I'll again explain. See, in this case, when we have taken this, when we have derived this formula, you please try to see. So this support A was at lower level than this support B. So in this case, if you observe, this L1 was lesser than this L2, if you see. So when this L1 is lesser than this L2, at that time we have written this formula L1 square by L2 square equal to YC by YC plus D. Now in this case, you see, we are writing in the reverse way, that is if you see, in this case, from here to here we are considering the value as L1, and from here to here we are considering the value as L2. So L1 is now the larger length, L2 is the shorter length, okay? So just this formula will also reverse, okay? So considering that, if you calculate this, so what will be the value of your what will be the value of your L1? Can anyone tell me? Or L2? Please try to solve it. So what will be L1 by L2? So if I write it now, L1 by L2, so from this equation I can write L1 by L2. So L1 by L2 will be what? Tell me. L1 by
Root
L2
over
square root SQRT, square root of this term, isn't it? It will be this one. So can anyone tell what will be now the value of now the problem remains only to find out what will be the value of yc and yc plus d. So what will be the value of yc? Can anyone tell me? Yc plus d. So see, yc plus d, what is yc? What is yc?
So 2. So 2.
Yc is 2. Why? Because you see this support A, please observe very carefully. This support A and this support, sorry, what is that? See, this support A and this support B are at different level, and the difference in level is 4 meter, isn't it? And from the top support, that is the higher support, to this lowermost portion of the cable is 6 meter. So yc plus d is the lowermost to the uppermost support, so that is 6 meter. So yc plus d is 6 meter, that is very easy. Now these two supports are at different level of 4 meter. So how much will be the depth from this support? So if I take a horizontal line from this support, what will be the depth from this? So basically you see this arrow mark, it is showing that. So from here to here, if you see, so your yc will be nothing but this 6 meter minus this 4 meter. So if you do 6 meter minus 4 meter, you are going to get this much portion of length, and that will be actually equal to 2 meter. So if you do that, if you solve it like that, so you will be getting square root of how much? 6 by 4, or sorry, 6 by 2, correct? So it will be root over of 3, right? 2 by 6 by 2 is 3, so square root 3 means 1.732. Root over 3 means 1.732. Is it okay? Have you understood? Now you see,
Yes, sir.
I can get the relation between L1 and L2, isn't it? So I can easily say, control C, I can say L1 is equal to 1.732 into L2. Okay. So once you know this equation, once you know this, so what I can write? From this, if I want to find out the value of L1 and L2, what can I write? L is equal to L1 plus L2. So I can write this. So it's basically algebraic equation solution, nothing else. Okay. So L1 plus L2, this equal to how much? So this equal to, bolo, this is 100. What is L? L is nothing but L1 plus L2. What is L? L is from here to here. It is nothing but your L1 plus L2. So if I do L1 plus L2, that means it will be becoming equal to L. So it is 100. So I can write L1, now I know L1 is equal to, L1 is nothing but 1.732 L2. So I can write 1.732 L2. So in place of L1, I can place 1.732 L2 plus this L2 plus this L2 is equal to 100. So from this I should be able to find out what will be the value of L2, correct? So what will be the value of L2? Tell me. So L2 will be equal to how much? 100 divided by 2.732, right? 2.732. So how much it will come?
36.60.
36.
36. Okay, 36 meter or 30.6.
36.6.
36.6 meter. Is it clear? Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So once you find out this, so you see, then what you are having, then then you see it's very simple. Then once you found out L2, you can find out L1 also, or from L2 also you should be able to find out horizontal force, doesn't matter. So what is your value of L1? L1 will be equal to, L1 will be equal to 100 minus of this 36.6, so it is going to be equal to how much? It will be 63.4, right? 63.4 meter. Okay, so once you know what is your value of L1, then you see what is the L1 is your larger portion, right? L1 is your larger portion of the cable. So see, if the larger portion of length is L1, in this case if you see, in this case your larger portion of length is L2, if you see, and in this case your shorter portion of length is L1. So it's just becoming reverse, right? It's just becoming reverse. So in this case what you'll have to write? You'll have to write H equal to, so how much will be the value of H? Can anyone tell me? How do I write the value of H? So what will be value of H? H equal to, bolo?
So W into 2L square by 8YC.
Yes. So W into 2L1 square, right? By 8YC, right? So how much it will get? How much you will get?
10.
Bolo? WL square by how much you will get? W into 2L1 squared, right? L1 squared will come. बोलो बोलो जल्दी बोलो. Divided by what should I write? Should I write 8YC or should I write 8YC plus D? That is the question I asked you.
8YC plus D होगा sir.
Yes, 8YC plus D होगा. Why? Again I go back to the basic. See, this is very important to understand. That is what I am again and again saying. See, when we have derived the formula, we have taken A as the lower support, B as the upper support. But now we are solving a problem where A is the upper support and B is the lower support. So we will have to write HA. We will have to write HA now in terms of this. So it will be 8 into YC plus D. So here you should not be getting confused. 8 into YC plus D. YC plus D is here. So I will bring it from there. So now you tell me what will be the value. So it's very simple now. Can anyone tell?
3349.63.
So let me put the values, okay? So basically, because anyone may not understand. So how much will be 2 into L1 squared means 63.4, right? So it is nothing but control C. So 63.4 squared. 63.4 squared divided by 8, bracket 8 into, how much should I write? YC plus D is 6 meter, right? So this will give you how much? 330 or how much it is coming? Someone told just now.
167.
167.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 1674.81.
1674 or 335 it is coming. How much it is coming? W 2L squared. Sorry, this one I have written little wrong. Okay, that's why. Sorry.
12 whole square.
Hoga, correct. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
3349.
Sorry. So please correct it. Okay, if you are doing it in your copies, please correct it. W into 2L1 squared divided by 2L1 का whole squared होगा. Okay, so it will be 4 into, this will be 4 into L1 squared. Now you tell me, is it correct now और तभी भी गलत है? और let me simplify a little bit, थोड़ा मिस. W into 4L1 squared, right? This means 4L1 squared divided by 8YC plus D. So if you simplify, 4 and 8 cancel out, so 4 2 ja 8, so I can write W L1 squared divided by 2 YC plus D. Is it okay? So if I simplify it, how much it will come? So how much will be the value of H? Tell me. 10 into 63.4 squared, right? 63.4 squared divided by 2 into 6. So how much it is coming now?
So 3349.6.
3.
3.
Okay. 334
9.
9 or
9.
349.
3349.6.
3,349, sir. 0.63.
3349.63. This much kilonewton.
Yes, sir.
Three 12, then 63, 63.4 into 63.4 equal to this 4019 into 10. It will be 4019 5.6 divided by 12. 3349. Everyone has got 3349 by 12. 3349.6. Okay, that's okay. Is it clear? Everyone has got it? Now
Yes, sir.
now tell me. So first part of the problem is now solved. So you have calculated horizontal portion of the tension in the cable, that is H, right? Now what you'll have to find out? You'll have to find out what is the value of T max. So how do you find out value of T max? So what will be your T max? Tell me. So for finding out T max, you'll have to find out VA and VB, right? Correct or not? You'll have to find
Yes,
out
sir.
VA. So what is the value of VA? What will be the value of vertical reaction?
WL
Bolo. Tell.
WL by 2 plus
WL
H
by
into D
2.
by
It will be plus H
Hmm.
into D
into D by
upon
L.
L. That's your WVA. Okay. And what will be your VB? Tell me. What will be VB?
माइनस हो जाएगा.
Minus हो जाएगा. Absolutely correct. So VB will be equal to, so VB will be equal to this one. So just the sign will change, this is minus. Now you understand why it will be plus and why it will be minus, why VA is becoming plus. The VA is becoming plus because the support A is at the higher level in this problem. Okay. Now you see T max, what is the value of T? T at support A and T at support B. If you see, T at support A will be VA square plus H square, root over of that, and T at support B will be VB square plus H square, square root of that. Okay. So if you see the TA and TB, which one will be maximum? So what is TA? Tell me. What is TA? TA is nothing but square root of
VA square plus H square.
VA squared plus H squared, this H squared, and what will be your TB? What will be tension at support B? So see, TB will be how much? Just only this portion will change. So VB square plus H square. Now which one is more? TA is more or TB will be more in this case? VB is lesser than VA. You see, VB is less than VA. Will it be or not? Will the VB will be greater,
Yes, sir.
or VB will be lesser? So V or
VB
rather,
will be less.
VB will be less. So VB is less than your VA. VB is less than your VA. So obviously your TA, thus what will happen? If you see from these two equations, you will see your TA will be, this tension value will be greater than, it will be greater than your TB value. Okay. So if TA is greater than TB, so what will be the maximum tension? So I can write the maximum tension in the cable will be, so please understand this. Okay, you need not to write both the values. So T max is nothing but equal to your this TA value, and this is nothing but your square root of VA square plus H square. Okay. So VA you can calculate. So what will be the value of VA? Can anyone tell? Bola, how much will be the value of VA? Karo, calculate karo. What will be value of VA? 10 kilonewton per meter into L is how much? 100 meter, right?
63. So 633.98.
2 plus H is how much? H is 3349, right? 3349.63, 3349.63 into,
Sir,
what?
3349, sir.
What will be D? What will be the value of D? 3349, sorry. What will be the value of D? What will be value of
4,
D?
sir.
6.
6 or 4? What is
6.
D?
4, sir. 4.
4.
4, sir.
D is the, please understand, D plus YC is equal to 6. Okay, because the deep of the cable from the uppermost support is 6 meter. That is your D plus YC, that is equal to 6. And what is D? D is the difference in level between two supports. So what is the difference in level between two supports? If you see the diagram, the difference in level between two supports are 4. Okay, so difference in level between support, that is actually your D. So that is D divided by 100. Okay, so if you calculate it, how much it will come?
So 633.98.
633.98. Everyone is getting that? 633 or 66633.98. Everyone has got it? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
See, do you sit with calculator copies or just you sit with your phone and
Sir,
just listen to this
9.
problems and all? Nothing else you do.
Sir,
Hmm.
533.49.
So I just want to ask, everyone is getting that value 533.49 or 633.98?
Sir, that one will be 3349.63, not 3249.63.
सर
3349.
सर 8 के जगह
3349.
633.98.
3349.63. Okay. So you have calculated 3349.63. That is typing mistake I have done. So it's not 32, it's 33. So 3349.63 into 4 by 100. How much the value you are getting after calculating?
633.98.
633.98.
63.98 सर
Everyone is getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
once you have calculated it, so now you can easily calculate the value of T max. So you can easily calculate the value of T max. So T max will be square root of Vs square plus H square. I will not get into the calculation anymore. You just put the value and find out the value. Okay. So is it clear to everyone? The problem solving is clear. Support at different level. Because with this I will conclude the discussion on cables. Okay. Do you have any doubt till this point? Any doubt? If you have, tell me.
No, sir.
So you please solve this problem. Okay, see, ये जो problem है, this problem, if you observe, when the supports are at same level, problems are very easy to solve. However, when the supports are at different level, you should not get confused with the formulation. Okay, so just you have to little bit intelligently apply the formula. That's all. Okay, so you will have to think on which direction or at which level the supports are there. Accordingly, you should apply the formula. Just not blindly apply the formula. So while applying the formula, you should observe on which support is at higher level, and accordingly you change the formula depending on the location of the support. That's all. Okay, then the problem is simple. Then nothing is there. Okay. Now with this discussion, we will conclude the discussion on this three things we were discussing from, I think, module 2 or something like that. Discussion on analysis of frames, then discussion on analysis of arches, and discussion on analysis of cables. So we will conclude our discussion today on these three topics with this last understanding about the support cable supported at different levels. Now from the next class onwards, we will be getting into the discussion on analysis of indeterminate structure using force method. Okay, so force method, just I will give you one or two line of hint about it. So what is actually force method of analysis? In force method of analysis, which is also known as method of consistent deformation. Okay, so in the force method of analysis, while analyzing any indeterminate structure, you can very easily analyze using force method of analysis. And in force method of analysis, two things you will have to apply. One is basically the equilibrium of the structure, that is the primary structure actually. So primary structure's equilibrium you will have to consider, and then you will have to apply some compatibility equation. Okay, so compatibility equation is nothing but your equations which will be coming from the deformations of the structure. So at a particular point you will be observing either there will not be any deformation, or there will be slope will be becoming equal to 0, or the slope at one end and slope at the same point at one side and the other side will be equal. So such kind of equations will be called as compatibility equation, and you will have to apply the compatibility equation to the structure, and if using compatibility equation you will be able to get the other unknown component, because you see in case of indeterminate structure you will not be able to solve the structure using only equations of equilibrium. Okay, you require some extra equation. Okay, so those extra equations will be coming from compatibility condition. Okay, and these compatibility conditions are very easy to find out, only you need to understand the structure physically. If you do not understand the structure physically and how the behavior of the structure will be under any load, you will not be able to find out the compatibility equation. And if you apply the compatibility equation, they are nothing but some algebraic equation. So from the compatibility equation along with the equilibrium equation, if you combine, then you will get multiple number of simultaneous equation which will be equal to the number of unknowns in the structure. Okay, so if you solve those simultaneous equation, then you will be able to get the value of the unknown force components inside the structure. Okay, so we will get into the detail of detailed discussion about force method or method of consistent deformation in our next class. So I will just show you before ending the class of today. I will show you the syllabus. So just where we are now, let me just tell you syllabus. So this is 5th semester syllabus, and if you see C503 we are discussing. So see, basic structural analysis madam has already finished. Analysis of determinate structure, portal frames, 3-inch Darches cables, I have finished in detail. Okay, then deflection of determinate structures, energy method, unit load method for beams, deflection of trusses, simple portal frames. Madam is discussing this and she will be finishing it very soon. This part, module number 4, I have completed. Influence line diagram, every minute details of influence line diagram for statically determinate structures we have discussed. We have discussed it for beams, we have discussed it for trusses, we have discussed it for series of concentrated load, uniformly distributed rolling load, everything we have discussed about influence line diagram. We have started our structural analysis discussion on this influence line diagram. Then we will be now starting with this module 5, very important chapter we will be discussing now. Okay, so this theorem of 3 moments, energy methods madam has discussed many things. So I'll just go first to this force method or method of consistent deformation, then I'll come to this theory of 3 moments, and using this force method of analysis we will try to see how to analyze a prop cantilever, how to analyze a fixed beam, how to analyze continuous beam, as well as we will be trying to understand how to analyze such kind of structures using theorem of 3 moments also. Okay, so maximum of 2 degrees of indeterminacy as is given in the syllabus. We will be discussing maximum number of indeterminacy as 2. Okay, so if you see the problems coming in your GATE exam or Indian service exam or SSC exams also, you are not going to get the indeterminacy of a structure more than 2. Mostly the problems are given with indeterminacy of 2. Okay, because you see the more the number of indeterminacy in a structure, more number of simultaneous equations you will have to solve. So if you understand the concept behind analyzing indeterminate structure using force method or using the application of theory of 3 moments, then if you can solve 2 degrees of freedom 2 degrees indeterminate structure, then you should be able to solve 3 degrees, 4 degrees, anything. Only thing is you will have to solve more number of simultaneous equation, and in many cases it will be easier to solve the equations using matrix method of analysis. So if you just if you know that multiple number of simultaneous equation can be just converted into a matrix equation, and if you solve the matrix equation, then you should be able to get the force component, something like that. Okay. So considering that, we will be very step by step slowly going into details of this analysis of statically indeterminate beams, and we'll start our discussion from the next class. Okay. So let me take your attendance for today's class, and then we'll stop. So everyone is filling up, please fill up those this thing, what is called enrollment form. Okay.
Enrollment form.
Yeah, don't forget. Okay, please fill up enrollment form, otherwise it will be real issue. Okay. So
Sir, enrollment form ওই constitution right
yes,
টা
you try
tick মারাই থাকবে?
tick it, yes, you tick it. The constitution for constitution subject, it is there in the syllabus. However, university hasn't given the proper syllabus yet. Okay, so we have written to university for giving the detailed syllabus for constitution. For mechanical engineering department they have given, for civil engineering department maybe the same syllabus they will repeat, but it hasn't yet come from.
So main semester में इसका एग्जाम देना होगा क्या?
There will be exam, but it will be no credit. Okay, non-credit kind of subject. Okay, non-credit paper. Okay, but there will be classes for this. Okay, there will be classes for this. Once this syllabus is announced, someone will teach it. Okay, it is the subject. Okay, so you'll have to go through the subject. Okay, constitution or constitution obligation or something like that. So you'll have to study that. Okay. Okay. So see, I have sent out a mail also stating your this exam, CA exam. Okay, so all prepare well for CA, first CA. We will disclose the syllabus and we will send you the syllabus and routine of the exam very soon. Okay. So thank you. I've taken the attendance, right? Taken the attendance. Okay. So thank you. You can leave.